Hello everybody, we are in my kitchen. I'm so excited. I actually got lighting in here so I can actually bake in my kitchen instead of doing it in my living room and videotaping for that, because that was just always a mess. But I'm now in my kitchen. I'm so excited. Today we are going to be making some maple thumbprint cookies. So I'm gonna just jump right into it because I really want cookies. It is 8 a.m. and I have already had breakfast, therefore I can eat cookies as soon as I want. So let's get started. All of the ingredients are going to be in the description box below, as well as the full recipe. Everything's going to be in the description box below. If you like this video, make sure to like it, subscribe. Don't forget to check out my Instagram at makesbakes, and let's just make some dang cookies. Okay, so first we need half a cup of margarine. You can use butter too. I like to use margarine. Now that the camera is actually on me while I'm baking, you get to see all of the weird faces that I make, so that's really good. Bam. Okay. So margarine, let us mix that up, make it nice and smooth. Like I was saying, I like to use margarine for my cookies, for my any sort of icings, buttercream, anything like that. Always use butter, but in the cookies, you can't tell too much of a difference between butter and margarine. And quite frankly, I am a poor university student, and therefore I will always use the cheaper option, which is margarine. This is driving me crazy. I am going to need some sort of towel. Let's use this guy. I'm just putting a towel underneath my bowl because it's making this awful noise. There we go. Now you won't hear it every time. That's exciting. All these new things we're finding out. Okay. Now we are going to use a bit of sugar. Let's do 3/4 of a cup. I need a knife. Also, you guys are going to see me using my hands a lot in this video. Me and my boyfriend are the only ones who are going to be eating these cookies, so I use my hands a lot more. Obviously, when I'm baking for 4 people, I don't use my hands as measuring things. Okay, so we're doing, bam, 2, and we want 3/4 of a cup. Bam. Okay, slide that out of the way. Give that a little mixy mix, not too much of a mixy mix though, because we're going to throw in some brown sugar right away. Let's do 1/4 of a cup. I have my recipe like right here, my scratches, my piece of bread that I keep in there to keep my brown sugar soft. If you didn't know that, it's a good trick. Ooh, my counters are really tall, so now I have to stand on my toes. There we go. Bam. Bread back in there. Continue to keep the brown sugar soft. Okay, now we're gonna give it a mix. Obviously, this is where you could be using an electric mixer. I don't know why I decided not to use an electric mixer. Really regretting my decision. I'm definitely going to use the electric mixer because I'm lazy. But the question of the day is going to be whether or not the cord actually reaches. I think I have an extension cord in here somewhere. You guys can see my drawers. Just ignore them. They're messy. Don't judge. Bam. Okay, now we are cooking with fire. Alright, now we can do this properly. with lumps of brown sugar that won't break down. They just need a squish. Where are they? I've lost them. Lost them forever. There we go. Something else that you need to do that I have forgotten to do, which I always forget to do, preheat your oven, 350. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Okay, now let us add 1 egg. Bam. There we go. I took away my towel. I'm just gonna use that. And give it more of a mixy mix. You can tell that I haven't been using my mixer lately, and I've only been hand mixing things because I completely forgot that I just used my mixer like 10 seconds ago. Bam. Okay. Get some of the dough so it doesn't end up all over my oven or my stove top. Okie dokie. Now we're gonna add some maple syrup. I'm using President's Choice brand because what's better if you're in Canada? Oh. Ooh. Okay. I need some tablespoons. I don't have my tablespoons right here. Where is? I was making pizza last night, so half of my measuring spoons are in there. If you want a super awesome pizza crust dough, go check out my Instagram at Makes and Bakes. Okay, how many tablespoons are we doing? We're doing 3 tablespoons. That's gonna be a lot. Oh well. It'll be nice and mapley. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Okay. Throw that guy back in. Ooh. Mop that up. And we are also going to throw in a 1/4 teaspoon, not a 1/2 teaspoon. Here's my 1/4 teaspoon of maple extract. Ah! This might be extra maple. Okay. Now we're going to give that a mix. Bam. There we go. Dough is looking like this. Now we need to add in our dry ingredients. Yay! So let's do 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. There we go. I just want to make sure that I've added everything. Yep. Cream of tartar. I think I have to open this. Yes, I had to get my cream of tartar from Amazon because the grocery store was sold out, and they keep being sold out every time I've been going to look for it, because I've been looking for it for about a month, and yeah, it keeps selling out. So I had to get it from Amazon. Of course, it was an add-on item, which meant that I had to spend $25 at Amazon, which was really too bad because I hate spending things at Amazon, you know. There we go. Okay, how much are we doing? 1/2 teaspoon. Why did I do that? 1/2 teaspoon. Bam. There we go. Okay. Next, we need the flour. Yes, the flour. Now, can my little notebook scratches of my notes for my recipe says I need a cup. I might have to do a little bit more. I'll put how much I actually use in the recipe below. I can't remember when I was making these, when I was recipe testing them. I can't remember if a cup was good or if I needed more than a cup. So bear with me on that. Where's my knife? There's my knife. I'm just going to clean off the brown sugar because that's the perfect way to do it. Okay. Now baking snobs out there, don't judge how I measure my flour, because I quite enjoy it this way, and I've got quite a few good recipes on measuring flour this way. Everybody says you should scoop into your thing, right? Or weigh it. People are very much against that, which, I mean, to be fair, I am too, because if you tap it, look at all that indent there. Look how much flour could have been there. So I kind of do a mixture of the two. I take a really big heaping scoop, and then I tap it so that it settles in. I push it around, continue to tap it. Oven agrees. Take a bunch off, continue to tap it so that it settles. And I just do it in tiny little chunks. Like that. Easy peasy. So there we have half a cup. I'm going to add the full cup right now. Bam. And then we're going to see how this dough looks, because we're looking for thumbprints, so we want it to be kind of thick, because we don't want our cookies to spread too much, because we want to be able to, you know, put a thumbprint in it and then fill it with a maple glaze. All about that maple glaze. So let's see here. Yeah, because I was halving, I don't know if my math went. I was like halving the batch, but then I was also wanting to do like less of the, because I have a recipe for like maple sugar cookies, which is what I'm basing this off of. And my maple sugar cookies, they're quite thin, they spread out quite a bit. So I was like trying to half that recipe to make this, because I didn't need as many cookies. But then I was also trying to add more flour so that they wouldn't spread as much. And I can't really remember where my math went. Such is life. All right, we've got a pretty good dough here. Maybe I was actually onto something. I still think it's a little bit sticky though. Yeah, that's sticky. I need more flour. I'm just gonna go wash my hands. Let us add, we're gonna do a quarter cup at a time. We're gonna see how that works out. And then again, I'll put the actual amount of flour that I use in the description box, so that you can just like take the recipe and run with it and actually make cookies and not have to guess about how much flour you should use. Okay, so there's an extra quarter cup. So we are now at 1 1/4 cups of flour. I'm telling you this, but I'm also kind of telling future Nicole this, so that she knows that when she's making the edits to the description box, she also knows how much flour I used. Because I'm always gonna, because I'm probably gonna forget to write it down, let's be honest. Okay. Bam. Okay, again, excuse my hands. Okay, we're gonna take a scoop. You know what, let's take an actual scoop. Where is my cookie scoop? Oh god. Okay. Let me take an actual cookie scoop. So it's gonna be looking like that. Bam. Thumb. That should hold its shape. Yeah, that should be okay, I think. Let's try it out. So good. Move everything out of the way. And let's do some scoops. Wow, good job. There we go. Now I am going to be doing, I'll do a few so that I can show you what I do like with the thumbprint, but I'm also going to be cheating a little bit, and I'm going to do like, I'm going to take like the back of my scoop and make a nice little well so that it's not like an oblong shape like my thumb. So we're just gonna do 6 on this pan. Just to test it out. Okay, so I'm going to not fiddle with my camera because that's just going to be annoying. I'm gonna go like this, and then so for the thumbprints, literally just go boop, and then you have a nice little well. Kind of clean up the edges. Yeah, and that's where you're gonna put your filling. For today is going to be maple glaze. And then I'm just going to use a ½ teaspoon because that's literally what I have here. And I'm going to make a well instead. Here, I'll swap these around so then you guys can see what I'm doing in comparison. So, okay, so this one, this is really bad. This is going very poorly. So you can see this one right here is with my thumb, so you can see that it's like an oval shape, whereas those ones at the bottom, those ones were using a ½ teaspoon, just like the back of the measuring scoop. So it makes it a nice, makes it a lot more uniform, makes it a lot prettier looking. But the point of these cookies are that they're thumbprint cookies. And that's where it comes from. Bam. Okay. Let's pop these in the oven. They're gonna go in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. And then we'll see what they look like when they come out. Okay, so those are in the oven. Now we're gonna start to work on the icing. And they've been in the oven for a few minutes, so they're almost done. There's like 30 seconds left. So for the icing, again, I'll put the description, or I'll put the entire recipe and ingredients in the description box below, so go check it out. We're gonna need icing sugar, milk, maple syrup, and some butter. So butter, I have right here, using a 1/4 cup. There we go. Ooh, looks like yummy. They look really good. I'll show you once they cool and I can actually like lift it up. So for our glaze, buttercream, kind of depends how thick you want to make it. It's more of a buttercream ganache type deal. Anyway, I'm gonna put the butter in here, whip it up, and then I'm gonna throw in 2 cups of icing sugar. Mix this together. Okay, so that's starting to come together. We'll do 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. 1, 2. And I'm gonna need that again, so I don't know why I threw it in the sink. Super helpful. And then milk. I'm just gonna throw a tablespoon. Oh God. I'm not even gonna measure. I'm just gonna throw it a splash. Bam. There we go. So it's nice and thick. It's also gonna be insanely sweet with the icing sugar and maple sugar, icing sugar, maple syrup. So I'm gonna throw some salt in. And there we go. So this is how it's looking. You can see that it is like kind of an off white. I think I'm going to put in, yeah, I'm gonna put in a little bit of brown food coloring just to give it like a little bit more of a color, because this is pretty much the same color as the cookies and it's just gonna kind of look plain. So if I tint them brown, so if I tint this like just slightly brown, it'll give it like a little bit more of a better look, I think. So I'm gonna do that. Bear with me. So I've got these Wilton drops. I feel like even one is gonna be like too much. I'm just trying to do like half of a drop. It might end up being a full drop. There we go. Okay, that's probably perfect, I think. See, it's just, it probably doesn't look that much difference on camera actually, but it is a lot more brown, and it's just kind of like a, like almost like a tannish color. Just so that, there you go. Just so that it doesn't, just so that the contrast is actually there and it doesn't just look like one plain colored cookie. So this is what the cookies are looking like. One little trick that I will show you with my next batch. So the next batch, so I made like kind of two batches of cookies. I made one on screen and then I made another batch of cookies that had less flour in it. And so then, it's like right before I put the cookies in, I actually was like, I put them in for like 2 seconds and I was like, you know what, there's not enough flour here. So I took it out, I remixed it, I added more flour, and then they came out looking like that. I made another batch of cookies though, and they have less flour in it. So you can see I have over here. So if you do less flour, then you can get like a sugar cookie type of cookie instead of a thumbprint style cookie. And then instead of, you can make this frosting more of a glaze and do it a lot thinner, and then you can just like drizzle on top, or you can even like make a sandwich out of this. You can do like a maple Oreo kind of thing. But yeah, so there's that option, or there's the thumbprint. The thumbprints can sometimes be really tricky. You can put your dough in, like once you mold it, scoop it, put an indent in it. You can put it in the fridge and that'll help set it. Because sometimes, yeah, like I said, like I've had days where like my thumbprint cookies just don't turn out no matter what I do. I can use the exact same recipe, won't turn out the next day. I'll do the exact same recipe and they'll turn out perfectly fine. So sometimes you just have those days. But yeah, so if your thumbprints aren't turning out super well, you can put them in the fridge. So I did that with these guys, so they're more chilled, so they shouldn't spread, and you should still have that nice indent. And then I'll show you what you can do once this batch comes out of the oven, because I think these ones will spread a little bit, and even if they don't, I'll still show you what you can do to make really nice thumbprint cookies. Okay, so if you run into the issue of your thumbprint cookies coming out like this with no thumbprints on them, which is super not cool, all you need to do while they're still hot is take the back of the spoon. Don't use your thumb for this because that's just mean for yourself, and you just do that. Let's just see if I can get there. Perfect. Keep an eye on these because as they cool, the thumbprint will sometimes continue to disappear. So just kind of keep an eye on it. Anytime that you see that it is fading, just take your scoop and press it in, make another thumbprint, good as new, let them cool. Handy dandy spatula. Smooth the frosting around. Take cookie, smush it, maple, Oreo. So many things that you can do with this if you don't want to make nipple cookies. I need to continue making those. So yeah, so there you have it. Lots of different ways that you can use this cookie recipe to make maple sugar cookies, maple Oreos. You can make maple thumbprint cookies, all different kinds of options. Oh look, this is the cookie that I already have ate. Yeah, so if you like this recipe, make sure that you like this video, that you subscribe, and make sure that you're following me on Instagram at @makesbakes for lots more recipes. Yeah, that about does it with this video. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I am going to continue to ice these, and that's about it. That's gonna wrap up this video. Have a good one, everybody.